Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation for the day is Sri Rag Mahalla Tija Manmukh Karam Kamavane Jo Duhagan Tan Sigar Sejai Kant Na Avai Nit Nit Hoye Khwar Pirka Mahal Na Pavai Na Dise Karbar ਭਾਈ ਰੇ ਇੱਕ ਮਨ ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਏ ਸੰਤਾਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਮਿਲ ਰਹਿ ਜਪ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਏ ਰਹਾਓ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਸਦਾ ਸੁਹਾਗਣੀ ਪਿਰ ਰਾਖਿਆ ਉਰ ਧਾਰ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਬੋਲੇ ਨਿਵ ਚਲੈ ਸੇਜੈ ਰਵੇ ਪਧਾਰ ਸੋਭਾਵੰਤੀ ਸੁਹਾਗਣੀ ਜਿਨ ਗੁਰ ਕੇ ਹੇਤ ਅਪਾਰ ਪੂਰੇ ਭਾਗ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਮਿਲੈ ਜਾਂ ਭਾਗੇ ਕਾ ਉਦੈ ਹੋਏ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਦੁਖ ਭਰਮ ਕੱਟੀਐ ਸੁਖ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਹੋਏ ਗੁਰ ਕੈ ਭਾਣੇ ਜੋ ਚੱਲੈ ਦੁਖ ਨ ਪਾਵੇ ਕੋਏ ਗੁਰ ਕੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਹੈ ਸਹਿਜੇ ਪਾਵੇ ਕੋਏ ਜਿਨਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਤਿਨ ਪੀਆ ਹਉਮੈ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਖੋਏ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਨਾਮ ਧਿਆਈਐ ਸੱਚ ਮਿਲਾਵਾ ਹੋਏ. In this passage, we will notice that there are several key Gurbani terms that appear together and warrant some of our attention. For instance, we have Manmukh and its antonym Gurmukh. We have Duhagan and we have Suhagan. We have Sant and so on. We'll concentrate on Manmukh, Gurmukh, Duhagan and Suhagan. All of them denote a quality of the mind and are used either as synonyms or antonyms. The word Manmukh, to begin with, this is a composite word consisting of Man, which is the mind, and Mukh, which literally means face. Thus, a Manmukh is one who has his face towards his own mind or ego. In other words, this is someone who is self-centered. In contrast, a Gurmukh is one who is Guru-facing or Guru-guided, wisdom-guided. So this Gurmukh-Manmukh bipolarity represents the contrasting personality types that have been employed in Gurbani to give us a clue as to which direction to move in. Now, there are synonyms too. A Suhagan, for instance, in common language, refers to a married woman whose husband is still alive. But we must remember that Gurbani uses the term synonymously with Gurmukh. A Duhagan is used to signify a Manmukh. So it's worth remembering that Gurbani has been written from a feminine perspective. We are all soul brides of the one great spouse, Kant. Since the great spouse is imperishable, the self-actualized mind is a Suhagan forever, because the great spouse does not die. A Duhagan, on the other hand, is a Manmukh because it is attached to the transitory world that is constantly changing, dying, in other words, and being reborn again. And as a consequence, it suffers like a widow that has lost its spouse but is all decked up in anticipation of the husband returning, which never quite happens. So it is in this context that the first line, Manmukh Karam Kamavane Jo Duhagan Tan Sigar, should be seen. The action of performing religious rites. Karam here actually refers to Karam Kand, religious rites that were performed. And the Guru is saying that when an egocentric person performs these rituals, external rituals, it's like a widow dressing herself in anticipation. In other words, these are fruitless activities. So notice how our daily lives are similarly characterized by mindless repetition of the same actions, and yet we expect a different result. Like the Duhagan, we live in a delusion. Pirka mahal na pavi na dise karbar. That is to say, we don't know what our goal is, nor do we know the direction in which to move. And here is where Gurbani instructs us. Paire ik man naam te aaye. My brother mind, with single-minded devotion, turn your attention to the indwelling self. How do you do it? Santa sangat mil rahe, jap Ram naam sukh paaye. In enlightened company, reflect on the knowledge of the self, Ram Naam. And this is the way, the inner path. Worth focusing on the word Sant for a moment. In Sikhi, it has come to denote the Guru. But here the term is in plural form, which signifies those who are steadfastly on the path of the Guru. Guru Arjan has defined a Sant in this context as Jinna saas giras na visre harinama manmant tan se sei nanaka puran soi sant. That is to say, one who is self-realized on the path of the Guru. So for us living in the 21st century, it means to find the association of those who are committed to this path and with Gurbani as the guide to move towards a union with the self, the great spouse within each one of us. With that thought, until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.